So, Chapter 10 was Swing Your Partner. After a few more miles on the trail, they finally arrived at the clearing with the picnic tables. And, is that a dance floor? Molly asked. What's a dance floor doing in the middle of Colorado? Finn said. You'll see, Ella told them. Helen was straightening up the food trays. That's where the video cut out. And she walked over to Finn and Molly as the group rode off. She offered a hand to help the twins off their horses, but they were able to dismount all on their own. Impressive, she said. I can see that you've learned a lot in your travels. Help yourself to some fresh lemonade and treats. How did you get here so fast? Molly asked her. Cliff and I rode out with the cows, Helen explained. It's much faster. The sound of music filled the air, and the kids' heads swirled to a group of musicians at the edge of the clearing. They were all wearing matching plaid shirts and playing fiddles and banjos. The band is doing a sound check, Helen explained. They're almost warmed up. Ella, Molly, and Finn headed towards a table covered with blue and white checkered tablecloth. They poured glasses of lemonade and they ate cheese sticks, mac and cheese. They dunked their bread and And they dunked pieces of bread and apples in a towering fountain of melted cheese. It was all made from Snowflake's prized milk. Good thing they rescued her. And every bite tasted better than the last. The cheese was creamy and sweet with the slightest hint of clover. No wonder those easy cheesies wanted to steal the real Snowflake. Welcome, ranchers, a voice boomed. Let's get this party started. Ella clapped her hands together excitedly. It's time for the square dance, she cried. The dance of Colorado. Colorado has a state dance? Molly asked. I didn't know there was such a thing as state dances. Looks like you don't know everything that there is to know about the United States, Finn said. You're right, Molly said. She offered Finn a small smile. I'm sorry I can be such a know-it-all. You do know an awful lot about geography, Finn said. But you know how to scare off those rogue cowboys, Molly said. That was really smart. Thanks, said Finn. Plus you know a lot about baseball. I'll never give you a hard time about the game again. You're playing your game again. Can I get that in writing? Finn said. You wish, Molly said with a grin. She pushed her brother's baseball cap over his eyes. Finn straightened up his cap. Come on, Ella said. Let's go. The kids ran to the dance floor and Helen explained that everyone had to stand in a square, 4 pairs per square. Helen and Cliff, Roger and Ella, Finn and Molly, and the man in the green shirt and his wife stood together. Now we'll start a little do-si-do, Helen said. Ladies, stand at your partner's right shoulder. He'll circle around you. Then gents step back and the ladies do the same. I have a question, Molly said, and Helen nodded for her to ask. I get to keep my feet on the ground the whole time, right? Here she is, doing the little do-si-do. You sure do, Helen said, laughing. I promise. Molly glanced at her boots. I'm still not sure about this, she said. The caller will tell you what to do, Helen. The caller will tell you what to do, Helen assured, nodding towards one of the guys from the band. The music started up. Bow to your partner. Bow to the corner. Wave to the folks across the square. Molly and Finn and all the others bowed and waved, and Finn circled around Molly, and then Molly circled around him. Before they knew it, they were do-si-doing, flutter-wheeling, and a whole lot more. Here's Finn doing his thing. Roger smiled at the kids, which made Finn and Molly feel slightly homesick for their own mom and dad. But there wasn't any time to think too hard about that because the band leader was shouting more instructions. All join hands and circle to the right, circle to the left. Now promenade the square. Finn was a natural. He didn't mess up any of the steps, and he looked like he'd been square dancing his whole life. Molly did her best. Swing your partner round and round, swing 'em all around the town. I'm so dizzy, Molly said, knocking into Ella, but this is really fun. One last do-si-do. We'll have to have a square dance back in Ohio, Finn said. After a while, the band announced it would be taking a quick break, and the kids went to get lemonade refills. You guys are good for first-timers, Ella said. I'm so glad that you came to the Snowflake Ranch. Just then, Finn and Molly heard a faint honk in the distance. Pet, they said. And